Israel Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. Wow, guys. Let's have some water. We don't need Coke Zero. Water is the heat. Yeah, I'm not doing it today. What a fight. 50-50? Possibly. This fight is, you've got like a 7-fight win streak or something like that, 10 versus like, you've got two fighters who are really, really destructive at the moment. But I'm going to cause a little controversy. I'm going to go with the underdog. I feel like, as good as Charles Oliveira is, in every fight, he has never looked unbeatable. And that is a massive thing you have to take into account. He's won, but he has never looked unbeatable. He's been dropped. He's got away with it a few times. He has way more experience for me than Makhachev, but I don't think that's going to count when Makhachev grabs hold of this guy, if he can negate the space. I feel like Makhachev is going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think we're ready for what he's going to do to Charles Oliveira. That's what I feel. I feel like Oliveira, the way he fought against Poirier, the way he fought against Gaethje, and the way he fought against Chandler, he overcame adversity in all three fights. But I think this one's going to get stopped. Because as good as his jiu-jitsu is, it's going to need to be. Because I feel like Israel Makhachev is going to break his will. And that, listen, this is the debate. People are going to be laughing. You can laugh all you want. I think a will is going to get broken in this fight. And Makhachev, as much as Oliveira has the skill and the punching technique and the power, I just think the raw quality of Makhachev is vastly underrated. They both fought decent level of opposition. I would argue Oliveira has fought way better opponents. He has. The only thing that leads me to believe that Oliveira may win is the fact that Khabib says he wants to fight him. Does he trust Makhachev enough to do the job? That's the point. But when you're fighting a man possessed like Makhachev, I don't think guys like this have room for mistake. And even if they make mistakes, they're willing to go through you to get what they want. A lot of these Russian fighters are just, maybe they've seen too much Creed or too much Rocky 4. I don't know what it is, but they're just hard to beat. They're just killers, and it's all about the mindset more. Oliveira is the A game, he's the A star, but I don't think his skills are going to be enough in this fight. I think he's going to need more than that in this one. I think if this time he gets put on his back, thrown on the floor, he's in trouble, because Makhachev will destroy him in that department. I feel he's slippery, he has long range, and Makhachev is only short and stocky. But I feel like the Khabib game, if Makhachev gets a firm grip on this guy and puts him on the floor, this time out he will not get up. I think he's going to struggle in this fight. He may overall us and absolutely kick the shit out of Makhachev. I just think people are underestimating Makhachev big time. I feel like he's looked pretty flawless in a lot of his fights, and although he's not an amazing stand-up guy, he still has the power to knock people out, as well as on the ground he's just a dominant, and the underdog will suit him. Oliveira may think he's a skill guy, but I think he's in for a big shot against Makhachev, and a lot of people are. It's hard to call, because 1 minute I'm saying that, and the next minute I'm saying, hold your sense, Oliveira has showed that he can beat top dogs. But aspect of wrestling, as Khabib has showed, the Dagestani style. It has showed one aspect of wrestling can overcome all of that if the wrestling is top notch. And Makhachev's wrestling is top notch, and he can strike. We all know about Oliveira's game. He can mix everything up. He's hard to break. He enjoys it in there. But now you got a guy who probably, just like Shimev, has that killer instinct and is the underdog. I think he's willing to go through Oliveira to get where he wants to go. And I think Oliveira, in this one, is in for a tough night. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. I think it's just going to be a tougher night for him. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he knows the level of what he's up against because of who he's beat. And he has this aura that I can't be beat. But when you fight someone whose wrestling's that good and who's that dominant, who's been calling you out, I'm going to go with Makhachev. I just feel like he's going to pull this one off. I think the wrestling's going to stifle everything else. It may be a hug fest, but I don't feel like Oliveira. I just think he's going to outfight him and out-tough him and just absolutely maul the guy. That's the way I feel. Maybe it's a different fight, but all I can see at the moment is a shock on the cards, and I don't think people are giving Makhachev near enough respect, and that'll work in Makhachev's favour. I just think he's an animal. And Oliveira has had a few fights now where he has escaped in all three. He's got the job done, but he has escaped. I don't think he escapes this one. I think it's one too many. Guys, tell me what you think. I think his time's up. I've never felt comfortable saying that Charles Oliveira is an amazing, he's like the best of the best. I feel like he's top notch, really good. Never as dominant as Tony Ferguson was in his prime. To me, he beat a Tony Ferguson later on, who should have never fought Justin Gaethje, who had a lot of issues going on. I just feel this fight is just the one. Maybe he's too experienced for Makhachev. I don't feel like that. I feel like this fight is the one where he's showed for being a great fighter who overcomes adversity. I don't think Makhachev needs to do that because he's that dominant. When did Khabib ever need to do that? You could say he fought a bunch of nobodies, but he put them all on their ass and beat them all. He spoke to Dana White in the corner while he was whooping someone and asked for the next title shot whilst he was whooping him. It's a different mindset we're talking about with these guys. Brazilians are hard, and we know that. But these guys, it's almost like a possession that you can't control their possession. To not just win, to destroy. Makhachev is going to break his will. Peace, guys. Let me know what you think. It's highly controversial, but I think Makhachev is going to break Charles Oliveira's will this time, and this will be just the one where he doesn't escape with skill because he won't have enough left in the tank. Peace.